My name is Christine Borge. I guess you could say I'm a kapuna, because I'm 61. I was living on 1A Street. When it happened, I walked away with nothing except my dog, and I've been part of the human experiment ever since. First we were in Maui prep. They passed out toilet paper because they wouldn't let us use the bathroom. I guess we look like leprosy people to them in our dark skin. Then we went to Baldwin High. Now I'm at Royal Lahaina. We need help because we're being told by people from the mainland who are culturally insensitive to fill out papers that will give the America, which I am a forced American. I'm not a proud American. I am forced to be American in Hawaii. You're telling us to fill out this paperwork so that you can give us the least amount of money. All I've had since day one is $700. FEMA is fighting with SBA. I walked out yesterday because I'm hearing conflicting stories of what paper I should fill out. We need meetings in Lahaina. So many people, my employees, they're a Filipino ancestry, they're Filipino. They don't know how to fill these papers out. 4 out of 5 of us lost our homes. It was burned to the ground. We are only being told, stand in this line, sign here. What are we signing? Who is it benefiting, us or America? That's what I want to know. And I want to know when we get to go back to our home in Wainea. Maybe it's gone, but for reasons that I don't want to discuss, we need to go back there. Are you guys going to just scrape it all away and say disaster zone? And America's going to get what they want, their satellite city? Because this was planned years ago. It's now happening. And all the poor people, the homeless, the hardworking people of the hotels, the kapuna, we lost everything. So you could have your satellite city. This isn't fair. I feel like I was used. I feel like crap on the ground. This is not right, and we should not be treated this way. We're in a hotel, and we have no communication. I cannot watch the news. I don't know what's going on. I just happened to see on Facebook there's a meeting here. We couldn't even have our pastor come in and ask us if we need prayer in the very beginning, but Oprah could come in. Who is she? Who is she? They said, oh, she knows the governor. We didn't need her in there in Baldwin High. Get her out. We don't know. We also don't need people like Kaina Shiki telling tourists don't come to Maui. Because some of us, thousands of us, work in the hotel industry. They pay our mortgage. They give us our medical. And the medical,
3 minutes,
besides the county, is pretty good for somebody old like me. So don't go tell tourists, don't come Maui, because you're not speaking for us, the working people. You're speaking for yourself. Tourists come, we love you. We have aloha. You have gave us money through your donations. We're not saying don't come. Come, because you will be helping us, the lower people. The grains of sand of Maui is what we are. We're not the ones living up in Laniapoku. Not one of those houses burned. Puamana is still there. Lahaina Shores is still there. Everything beyond the Civic Center is there, but the homes where we were working, where we were scraping, where we had less than $1,000 a month to pay for our basic needs of gas and food. We busted our ass, and this is what we get? Nobody called us. Our phones didn't work from 5 in the morning. The fire was not 10 o'clock when I went to work. The fire was still there. There was no water. Tell me if that's coincidence. No water, no warning. And everybody talking about the satellite city before the fire. Lahaina going to be the first satellite city. Well, hey, Jeff Bezos, you got what you wanted. Oprah, you got what you wanted. And the guy who owns Lanai, you got what you wanted. Fuck us all over. That's what happened. Okay. We need help in Lahaina. Who's going to come now and ask us, can I pray for you, Auntie?
Thank you.
Can I help you with your paperwork? Because all we got so far was $700, and we don't know who to call or anything. It's culturally insensitive in that zone.
Thank you very much. Anoai ke aloha in a maka makahi o ko'olelo. My name is Aimokuchi. I am actually a resident of Kuholilea in Kahoma in Lahaina. My family has been in Lahaina from time immemorial, as far as I understand, from my ancestry. The original homestead for our family was on Prison Street, and it was a kuleana tract that's still in our family down there. I understand it's burnt down. My grandfather's house, which was in Kilauea, Mauka, is also burnt down, that my cousins lived in, and my aunt's house is burnt down in that very same area. They are all homeless. I think some of them have gotten into hotels, but they're all looking for need, in that place. My family, I'm speaking on behalf of the Maialua family, because that's our family from Lahaina. We basically want accountability of people who are responsible for this. So we have questions in regards to the electric company, why they never turned off the power that day, and they should be held liable for this. People should be held liable for this because this is gross negligence. This should be standard operating procedure that power should have been turned off. And people's lives have been lost because of that. Fortunately, in my family, we haven't lost anyone immediately, or my cousins and things like that, but many other friends have lost their family members. And so we want accountability of people. That electric company, the police, why did the police block people from coming and exiting? They had lines of people lined on Front Street. We heard testimony from people on top of Facebook that said, and things that said that basically the police was blocking the road over there by Chart House, and that the lines was not down from Wahikuli yet. And hundreds of people were backed up there with people in their cars, and a lot of people lost their lives, from what I understand. And why is not the police officer that was over there? He should be investigated. That wasn't the only place, Kilauea, Mauka, where Halemaha'olu burnt down. I was told by people who escaped there on foot that the officer had blocked the road. People could not get out. My brother literally had to go cut the chain off of the old sugar mill camp area to let people out of the top of Kilauea, Mauka. And that's how people got out, because the roads were all blocked, because the police were blocking it. This is what I'm hearing. And we want accountability. It needs to be investigated by a third party that is not associated with the government. That is not associated. Investigators should come in and they should look at this. Right now, there's gross negligence, possibly criminal negligence on this part. People in Lahaina are angry, like other people have testified. We don't trust the government because of what has happened. I'm an attorney myself, and I question, there's so many things that are questionable that has happened here. And we want the trust to be restored in the government situation. And we need to have clarity, transparency on all these things. We were blocked out from coming back into Lahaina. I was blocked out several days. I could not come in. There was chaos. People was rioting at the stops. People told us it was fires, but my cousins told me it actually was riots going on over there, right? With the police officers families wanting to get in. It was mad craziness in the beginning. Now it's all kind of settled down, but we still don't trust the government. We're wondering what's on those documents for FEMA, and I'm like, I don't know what's on the documents myself. And my cousins are asking me what should be signed, what shouldn't be signed. I said, I haven't seen any documents. I don't even know. And we're afraid to sign documents because right after that, the governor says, oh, I'm going to take the land, right? He's talking about the state wants to purchase all this land and come in and open it for the working class and also work for memorial and things like that. Who the hell does he think that he should get this land? This land belongs to the people already.
Okay.
The government is liable for this, grossly negligent, at least if not criminally negligent, right? And they should clean up all that land, restore that land to the people who own that, because they failed here. They failed. The government failed.
Okay.
And then the last point is this. The water and the issue with that water, why all that water wasn't coming down that mountain. From what I understand, they had to go ask the kalo farmers up the mountain about that. There's been arguments in Lahaina about water. I'm Hawaiian. I grow kalo. I agree with water being supplied for kalo and all that. But in one emergency, there's no excuse that the water didn't come down that mountain and that the sea worm held that back. And if Hawaiian families are responsible for that too, because of their pressure on the government, they should be reviewed for that action too. And they shouldn't have to say that they had to the point where it destroyed all of Lahaina. That's the other side of it. Because we're hearing half of Lahaina that agrees with this stuff, and the other half, now we speaking up because our families are suffering from it, from those policies. And we need to start looking at those policies seriously And like I said, I'm a kalo farmer. I grow kalo myself for my family. I also live off the land. I'm on like land that has water coming down that valley. And I'm off the grid. But I don't agree within an emergency situation that thing caused this to have no water for the homes, and the fire is burning up the places. And it's not West Maui land's fault.
Okay, well, you raise very good questions, but we have other testifiers as well.
Thank you. And we want accountability. We want accountability. Lahaina wants accountability.
Thank you. We have a question for you, sir. Can you come back? Member Rollins Fernandez.
Aloha, Mr. Chi. Mahalo for your testimony and for expressing that rage. My question is it your understanding that the Launiopoko irrigation system is connected to our fire hydrants that would have been used to put out?
From what I understand, and I'm not sure if my information is accurate, because it all comes through family and cousins. All right, I was told that West Maui land ordered the water to be taken so that it could go into the hydrants. It could go, and that the person from Seaworm actually said, "Oh, you got to ask permission from the kalo farmers first before you do this." But West Maui land was like, "No, there's an emergency, and we don't care what happens. We want that water to go because there's a fire, there's an emergency, and it needs to do, and we'll deal with the fines later." From what I understand, that's what I was told through the grapevine. I don't know if that's official or not. So it's not West Maui land's fault. They were told, you got to go ask the people up in Kauaula first if you can go get the water out of there. That's ridiculous. That Seaworm should actually say something like that in the middle of an emergency.
I understand.
Seaworm is responsible, but the families that also put the pressure on Seaworm for this stuff over the past decade should be held accountable for this now. You understand? That's what I'm talking about. It's an emergency. People need water. That's common sense. Open the water. That's what the water
Mahalo
people
for your
ask
clarification,
for,
Mr.
right?
Chi.
Yeah.
The diversion is not connected to the fire hydrants.
No,
and
but
the helicopters, I understand what you heard. I heard the same thing.
The whole reservoir up there was asked
And
to be.
the fire department could not allow choppers to take water from the reservoir because of the 80-mile-per-hour winds. So, and I know you know that the Seaworm deputy director is not more powerful than the governor. Mm-hmm. So if the governor wanted it, the governor could have ordered it. Right?
I'm not blaming
Okay, let's not have a
Mr.
debate.
Kaleo for this thing. I don't know. I don't know all the facts. All I know, this is what's being said in Lahaina. We want accountability. We want your message clearly put out and the facts put out so we know what we're really dealing with. Because I don't want lies either. You understand? I don't want lies from either side. We want the truth. That's all we're asking for. Okay?
Mr. Chi.
So I don't want to accuse people of things wrongly.
Yeah,
and if you have the answers, put the answers out there.
Absolutely. I absolutely agree with you.
Okay.
And that's why I asked for a clarifying question, because in your testimony, you did accuse him. So I just wanted to share some information.